Hey guys, last video showed everybody how to turn on and off the device. Now that you've turned it on, you have a controller working, but when you go to turn on the second controller, let's power that on, it doesn't work, and all it does is this. So when that happens, the controller is telling us that it's not paired with the unit, so what we got to do is actually pair it. And in order to do that, we actually have to go into the main menu. So on the controller that's actually working, you hit start, and that's going to take you to the main menu, and then you want to go into the controller settings. And this is where you'll be able to pair and configure the controller. So before we actually go into pair a Bluetooth controller, let's go ahead and put this unit into, or this controller into pair mode. So that's the power button, that's what we use to turn it on. And now what we got to do is push the pair button, which is this button here. Let's hold that down for a few seconds, and then it blinks like that. So now that we put that into pair mode, we want to go into pair a Bluetooth controller. Now the console itself is actually trying to look for any devices that's available via Bluetooth. And then it's going to take about 10 seconds or maybe less. It doesn't take too long. And you'll see the controller still actually blinking. So now that it's looked for it, it hasn't found it yet. So let's go into this one here. Let's see if that's the controller. No, that's actually this controller that I'm using. So when this happens, you'll notice that that's still blinking. So what we want to do is actually get out of this menu again and retry pair a Bluetooth controller option. So let's see here. Now that we retried the pair Bluetooth option, you'll notice that it's still blinking. Now there's two controllers, so let's go ahead and try to do that. That's probably this one here. That's why I could not pair. So let's try this one, and if it does work, great. If not, well, there you go. If not, then what I recommend is just rebooting the console and then going through that process again. But now that that's paired, you'll notice that the second controller is actually blinking similar to how this is going. So that's telling us that it's connected. So now let's click a button and boom, this controller is now working. The other thing as well, what you want to do, and if you find that some of the controls aren't working, like the buttons aren't doing what they're supposed to do, you can actually go into here and actually configure a controller, and that will actually take you through the different buttons, and you can allocate like this button to be B or A. I don't recommend changing them. Most of the systems have them predefined already, so I wouldn't recommend changing them unless if you know what you're doing. So yeah, with that said, happy gaming.